Kuala Lumpur International Airport. It's Malaysia's biggest and busiest airport, serving the capital and several surrounding states. Back in the 1990s, Kuala Lumpur's then airport, Subang International Airport, is heavily congested and can no longer be expanded to accommodate the increasing demand. Thus, the government decided that a new airport is needed. The site chosen for the new airport is Subang, around 45 kilometers to the south of Kuala Lumpur and part of the multimedia super corridor. To connect the airport to the capital, several major highways and roads are built. To further bolster the airport's connectivity via public transport with the capital, an express train is planned for the project. In December 1996, Express Rail Link Sendirian Berhad was established and given the rights by the government to build, run, and maintain the railway project for 30 years. Construction began in May 1997, and it began operations in 2002. The line spans for around 57 kilometers from KL Central to Kuala Lumpur International Airport. Most of the alignment is at grade, and some parts, especially near the city centre, are elevated. The alignment from KL Central to Serdang runs besides the existing KTM Seremban line. There are two services on this line. KLIA Express is a direct train service from KL Central to Kuala Lumpur International Airport, and a commuter service known as KLIA Transit, which serves 3 additional stations between KL Central and KLIA. The lines are colored purple and teal, as well as numbered 6 and 7 on the rail map respectively. KLIA Express launched in April 2002, while KLIA Transit launched 2 months later, in June 2002. There are only 5 stations for this line. All of them are at grade. Bandar Tasik Selatan and Salat Tinggi stations features this sleek semicircle design, while the other 3 are located within their respective terminal buildings. There are ticketing machines next to the gates. To buy a ticket, just choose your station, trip type, and age category. Afterwards, you can pay using either card or e-wallet. If you are using cash, go to the counter. You can also purchase the tickets online through their website. And for online tickets, you can purchase it days in advance. This is what the QR ticket looks like. The gates for this line accepts both QR tickets and a touch and go card with a minimum balance of 20 ringgit. If you're using a card, just tap the area below the scanner. And for QR holders, use the scanner. Now please note that once you tap or scan in, your ticket has started a 90-minute countdown, in which if you fail to tap out at your destination without a valid reason, you will basically be charged a penalty. The penalty is basically the cost of your ticket, so it's essentially like buying the ticket twice. The stations are equipped with elevators and a pair of escalators per platform. For the 3 commuter stations, however, only 1 escalator was installed per platform. For which direction it goes to depends on the station. KL Central is the only station to feature both island and side platforms. The commuter stations consist of 2 island platforms, and the airport stations consist of a single island platform. At KL Central, the island platforms are used for KLIA transit services, and the side platforms for KLIA Express. The entrances and exits for the KLIA Express platforms are not connected, however. The entrance is located near to the escalators at NU Central, while the exit is located near to the Level 1 pickup area. The platforms at all the stations features wayfinding displays and unique seats. The KLIA transit platforms at KL Central is basically an open area below the terminal building, and thus there is a waiting room that provides air conditioning. Only KLIA 1 and the express platforms at KL Central features platform screen doors. KLIA Terminal 1 only features 2 platforms. The south side is for KLIA transit trains and north side for KLIA Express. For both services, the train bound to KLIA Terminal 2 and KL Central will share the same platform. So to know where the arriving train is heading to, the display above the doors will indicate. This station is only a single level, as it's integrated with the main terminal building. There are entrances and exits at either side of the platform. In 2014, the line was extended for around 2 kilometers to KLIA Terminal 2, the new low-cost carrier terminal, making the total length of the line 59 kilometers. The station at Terminal 2 is basically located in an open area below the terminal like KL Central, and thus it features an air-conditioned waiting room. It's also the only station to not feature any arrows on the floor to indicate where the door will be when the train stops, but you can still identify it using these protruding edges. The edges of the platform features this platform wall. The trains for this line is from the Siemens Desiro family. 12 sets of 4-car trains, 8 of which are used for KLIA Express, and the remaining 4 for KLIA Transit. It has a top speed of 200 km per hour, but during operations is limited to a maximum of 160 km per hour, thus making it Malaysia's first semi-high-speed rail. This is what the interior looks like. There are several configurations for the seats, and it has overhead storage. The interior for both services is basically about the same, except that the trains for KLIA Express has slightly more seats. The front car has baggage racks, toilet, and a cargo area for people that checked in their baggage at KL Central. There is no interactive route display above the doors. For KLIA transit trains, to open the doors, you need to press this button. The trains for KLIA Express doesn't feature this. Because there is a slightly wide gap between the train and platform, the trains are equipped with a retractable gap filler. In 2014, 6 new train sets from CRRC were ordered, and by 2017, it began entering operations. The specifications is basically about the same with the trains from Siemens. And for the interior, the main difference is the center handrail, lighting, and advertising screen placement. The train has a capacity of around 350 passengers and is powered by a 25 kV 50 Hz AC overhead electrification system. The depot for the line is at Salak Tinggi. The trip from KL Central to Kuala Lumpur International Airport Terminal 2 takes around 33 minutes for KLIA Express and 40 minutes for KLIA Transit. KLIA Transit has a frequency of 30 minutes during off-peak, weekends, and holidays, 15 minutes during peak hours, and between 11 and 12 p.m., a 20-minute frequency. KLIA Express has a frequency of every 20 minutes. After 11 p.m., it basically operates as the KLIA Transit service, since it will stop at all stations. The first train bound for the airport from KL Central departs at 5 a.m. and the final train bound to KLIA Terminal 2 is at 12 p.m. For KL Central bound trains, the final departure is at 1 a.m. from KLIA Terminal 2. And these are the prices for the tickets. If you want to know more about the ticket price and train schedule, I'll leave a link in the description to ERL's official website. The ridership for KLIA Express in 2025 is 2.1 million, and for KLIA Transit, 7.1 million. Now, this line is probably the most reliable line in the entire Klang Valley transit system. The trains are punctual, there's rarely any service disruptions, and there's only been one major accident since its opening. It occurred at KL Central in August 2010, in which an empty train rammed a train bound for KLIA. Only 3 injuries are recorded. In 2025, the upgrade works for the entrance at Salak Tinggi station was completed, and this is what it looks like. The line has 3 connecting stations with all the other rail lines in the Klang Valley, except for the Ampang and Shah Alam lines. In the future, if the government ever decides to continue with the project, it will have a new connection with the Putrajaya monorail. And when the Bandar Malaysia project is developed, a planned infill station will be built near Bandar Malaysia Selatan station on the Putrajaya line, thus providing a second connection with that MRT line and KTM commuter.